HooHooHooRobin.
And that's another tweet I did. I pointed out that Sarah Palin had the targets on her map.
Yeah.
And all I said was, wow, that's interesting, meaning I didn't know about this because I don't really follow politics.
Yeah.
And these assholes coming out of the fucking woodwork going, oh, you're just like the rest of them. You're just like the rest of the left or the right because they weren't sure which side it was coming from.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, asshole, I worded my tweet carefully so it wasn't political. And I just said, wow, this is interesting, meaning a lot of people are going to be talking about the fact that Sarah Palin had a map with a bunch of fucking gun targets and one of the fucking people that she targeted got shot in the head. That's going to cause discussion. That's all I said.
Yeah.
You know, it's up to everyone else to decide if that's why the fucking whack job did that or not.
It's too early to tell what his motivation was. I read his dossier.
His dossier.
He had his YouTube
manifesto.
Videos. Yeah, he had YouTube videos that were all text. They were just fading in and out text.
I was trying to read that shit, and it was really hard to follow.
I had to read like all of them.
Right,
and it is such typical schizophrenic psychobabble. The guy was a nut.
Yeah.
And still is. He's in custody. I guess he's appearing before for arraignment today. And he's a kook. You read his shit.
Absolutely.
He's a fucking lunatic.
Right.
And that's why he shot her and other people.
Completely agree.
I don't see any sensible reason for him to do this. Is politically motivated. He's a kook.
Yes.
He's a fucking kook.
Yes. Absolutely.
And he said, I mean, he said it was mind control.
They're saying he's from the left. They're saying he's from the right. They're saying he's a tea. It's all over the fucking place.
It was mind control. Mind control.
He did have mind control in his videos.
That's it. He's saying mind control.
Did you see the other one where he had the hood on with the fucking mask and let the bodies hit the floor?
Yeah.
Was cranking, and then he goes and burns the American flag in like the kind of cactusy desert.
Just this fucking me lunatic fucking there. Now you got your fame. Good. I hope you're happy getting giant cocks in your asshole.
Right.
When you go to prison. Sam and Dave blamed conservatives on special delivery.
Oh,
so they're ratting out. Did Eastside Dave and Sam, our own Sam Roberts, blame conservatives?
They did, huh?
Well, a lot of people saying, like we said, the rhetoric. A lot of people blaming the rhetoric that comes out on the news and some of these news talk shows, opinion shows. They're blaming the rhetoric. I don't understand what that's all about, but...
Well, I mean, rhetoric has been part of politics for a long time.
I don't understand.
I'm not a fan of Sarah Palin, but...
I'm not either.
I fucking hate her, actually.
I'm definitely not a fan of Sarah Palin.
No.
She goes shit in her hat for all I care.
Yeah.
I don't like her. I hope she goes away before the next election, because she is a destroyer for the Republican Party if she gets involved in any way, shape, or form in the presidential election in 2 years. A destroyer. Just stay the fuck out. You're useless. I don't like you.
Well, you think this attempted assassination, I guess we have to call it, of the Congresswoman is going to start a new trend?
With what?
I think there's other whack jobs out there that are going to attempt the same exact fucking thing.
Stuff?
Yes, just like the school shootings a few years back. One guy does it. Next thing you know, it becomes the hot thing to do for a while.
Well, I certainly hope not.
And I definitely blame the media on that. They make these guys look like rock stars.
They make them heroes.
You know, more people knew the name of the douchebag than the Congresswoman by the end of the coverage on the weekend. Yeah,
they really pump it up. They get people yapping about it, like the rhetoric part, and then they show his Facebook, his YouTube, his pictures, his yearbook picture. Everything comes out, and then it starts the debate again on guns and gun control. I was tweeting last night till the early morning hours, and it's one of these arguments that you're never going to change anyone's mind. I know that. But you just kind of throw some shit in there and try to sound sensible.
She liked her guns.
Yeah, she
Gabriel Giffords, right? Is it Giffords?
Giffords.
She liked her guns.
Yeah.
Well, then the NRA wasn't a big fan of her because she decided that people shouldn't be allowed to have guns in bars.
Yeah.
That was her line. Yeah. Everyone has kind of their line with guns and everything else.
Yeah,
Hers was, I like guns a lot, I carry, but I don't really think it would be great if guns were in bars. That was her thing. So the NRA, officially not a big fan of hers, even though she was into guns and liked her guns.
Some people want absolute gun control where the Second Amendment is repealed and no one is allowed to have guns.
Right.
And other people want zero restriction, anything you want, buy it, carry it, whatever. There's a happy medium that neither side wants to meet. And when I was tweeting with a lot of gun control advocates last night, a lot of them don't want to hear, about compromise. They just want to legislate against people that are legal, responsible gun owners. That's always what happens. Somebody even said it. I can't remember who it was, but said anytime there's a shooting, a rampage, whatever it is, the lawmakers get in line and make laws against people that didn't do it. And just
did that guy? I don't like saying his name. Did that guy get his gun legally?
Yeah. He, in Arizona, you're able to walk into a store. He did the background check, and they sold him a gun, even though he had an arrest, a drug arrest. He had some issues with his mental health, things like that. Now that should be looked into. Yeah, kooks shouldn't fucking be able to get their hands on guns.
Right.
Sorry, but again, that could be something that is subjective and interpreted by someone who. What is it that would make somebody nutty enough to not be able to buy a gun? Is it you've been institutionalized? All right. Or do you keep going down the line till, have you ever seen a therapist? All right, now you can't get one. It's like, meanwhile, I think 90% of the people have seen therapists. I don't know what the answer is for that one, but I certainly know the answer isn't more gun control on responsible gun owners. I brought up a point last night. Chicago. For years and years and years, Chicago, you can't have a gun in Chicago. You're not allowed, as a citizen, if you want to adhere to the law, to have a gun. You can't do it. That is the strictest form of gun control you could have. You're not allowed to have one. They can't go, let's make gun laws in Chicago stricter. Oh, how? You're already not allowed to have one legally.
Right.
Yet the gun violence in Chicago tops the list every fucking year as the most violent city for gun violence in the country. So it doesn't work. And then other cities where even Tucson has amongst the lowest murder rates by guns, and you're allowed to go in and buy them. And occasionally shit like this happens. Sorry, people buy cars and plow into other people with them and kill people.
What about Dallas? I know a little bit about Dallas. I used to spend a little time down there, and wow, everyone is carrying.
Everyone's carrying.
I mean, everybody.
Everyone's carrying. I don't know the crime stats, but I
it's unbelievable
that the Dallas
breast implants and guns. That's Dallas,
and especially legal gun owners murdering people in Dallas, probably a fuck of a lot lower than illegal gun owners murdering them in cities where there's strict gun control. Someone was giving me shit last night about, oh, relax. No one's taking your guns, Anthony. And it's like, you know what? It's one of these situations where they'll go after one thing, and once they get that, they'll go after something else and something else. No one stops. When you have an organization that is there for this political purpose, and this one being strict gun control laws, they don't get something and then disband. They move on to the next thing. So if they made regulations where it was tougher for somebody to get a gun, which people would agree with, the next step is something worse. And the next step, and the next, and then you're not able to buy a certain amount of ammunition, and you can't buy certain guns. Somebody said also, what's the use of having an AR-15? It's not a hunting rifle. It's a rifle to hunt people. There's no use for it. There's no use for a 30-round magazine. There's no you know what? There's no use for a beautiful fucking 69 GTO either. That's just been blown out and looks, sounds, and runs like a motherfucker. But people like to have them. Should we all just get a Prius? Should we all just get the new Leaf electric car?
You did some reading this weekend.
It's fucking, yeah. It's fucking.
I've never heard this angle before.
It's crazy. Should we all have the same safest thing just to make everybody safe? Mm-hmm. There's reasons people buy certain guns.
Enthusiasts?
Enthusiasts. They're fun to shoot. It's a great recreation. It doesn't always have to be for hunting and self-defense. I like guns because they're fun to go to the range and challenge yourself at shooting targets at distance. It's a fun hobby, and certain guns are fun to shoot. You don't have to fucking tell me why I need to own a fucking gun. That it's got to be for hunting or it's got to be for self-defense and no other reason. I like it because it's fun. And believe me, it's my fucking right to own it.
Obviously, we get it. You love guns. So what's the solution here?
Oh, I don't have a fucking solution. I'm not the fucking guy. I know I support...
Tougher gun laws?
No, that obviously doesn't work.
I mean, not tougher gun laws, tougher penalties
for
is
the
what I meant.
people that break gun laws. That is the answer. Not brand new legislation. Not making it more difficult for citizens in this country, law-abiding citizens, to get their right, their Second Amendment right to exercise it by owning a firearm. Yeah, some guy told me, he goes, don't worry, they're not coming after your guns. It's like, no, not in this step, maybe. Or maybe they are. I don't know. But I said, oh, really? And then he said, I have an imagined gun control problem. Like this imagined thing. I go, oh, I imagine it? I go, okay, bring a gun. Try to exercise your Second Amendment right in New York City right now. Go ahead. I go, enjoy your 2-year mandatory in prison if you try to exercise your imagined fucking gun control. It really is infuriating that people are so willing to just throw away their right, whether they like it or not. You don't have to have a gun. No one's telling you to buy one. But as a responsible, legal gun owner, it's my right. Mm-hmm. And leave me alone. Don't restrict me. Don't tell me I have to be restricted to what I get, how many I can buy in a month, how much ammunition I could procure. People are going to kill people. People are going to kill people on a daily basis because that's what people do. There are evil, evil people out there that just want to kill people for one reason or another.
Right.
A lot of motives out there, but they will kill people, whether it's with a knife, driving a car into a crowd of fucking people, or with a gun. It's just going to happen.
And they'll be arguing this point for another year or two, and nothing really will change either way. So
no, absolutely.
It'll just be what about Sarah Palin? Does this ruin her political career, Ant?
No, it doesn't ruin her political. I don't even know if she has one. You know, they like you said, the news pumps a lot of shit up and makes a lot of shit obvious. I know a lot of Republicans. I know a lot of fucking Tea Party people that just don't like Sarah Palin. She's a pariah on the party. She's a jinx. She's a fucking albatross. Get her away. No one's embracing this woman.
But this is a nice place to kind of like try to push her out, right?
Push her out? Well, I wouldn't like.
I mean, the party knows how to push out their own.
I wouldn't like to see her made a scapegoat because that'll only spread amongst the party. Right. But people have distanced her. You're not seeing anybody that's been elected embracing Sarah Palin. And inviting them to their district and inviting her to their district and pumping her up for 2 more years. Just go away. Just fucking. Her show is just canceled, by the way, too.
Yeah,
for Sarah Palin.
Done.
Who gives a shit what she does in Alaska?
I'm gonna go hunt a moose show, whatever the fuck it was called. So, all right,
for her.
a lot of people want to talk about guns.
Oh, they certainly do.
Gun control doesn't mean anything with this case. He would have done this regardless.
Yeah, you wind up getting a gun.
Lives around the corner with the guy who did the shooting. Well, let's go to this person. Joe in Arizona. Joe, welcome to the Opie and Anthony show. What do you got, Joe?
Hello.
Yeah, everybody in my neighborhood knew this guy was nuts. We didn't know he was this nuts. But he went to high school with my daughter. She said she was always a weird fucker.
Oh, really? He was the weirdo?
Well, we all know weirdos.
Yeah, the weirdo.
So how do we know which weirdo is going to, step forward and do something insane?
And be homicidal weirdo guy.
Right.
Right, yeah, listen, see, I saw him walking around the neighborhood. He never bothered anybody in the neighborhood, He was like one of those guys always talking to himself, doing nutty things.
This is something we have to deal with in the country we live in. We have a lot of freedoms in this country that can be abused, and people will pay consequences for it, whether it's something simple or death. It's horrible. Right. It's terrible. But it's what the consequences are of living in a country where we do have a Second Amendment and a First Amendment, freedom to speak, of speech, to say things like this rhetoric that they're talking about. Mm-hmm. It's protected speech. And the first thing people want to do when something like this happens is start scooping up rights.
I wish we could have blamed rhetoric over the years.
Yeah, please. Can we blame rhetoric?
Any other business you're in, you use a little rhetoric, you're so fired.
Rhetoric.
But in politics, I think you got a little more leeway.
Yeah.
I really do.
Arizona gun laws come under scrutiny, it says.
How about the 9-year-old girl, fucking Christina Taylor Greene? Yeah. Born on 9/11, 2001.
That's terrible.
Of course it worked out that way.
That's fucking terrible.
Just horrible. The boys brought in a woman's somber post-shooting interview that gets a little weird.
Somber?
It's a quick thing. Listen to this.
And then I decided that wouldn't gonna help. So I just asked the other man to sit on his ankles, and I went to get a compress for him.
What the hell?
And I stayed.
The hell was that? Is that someone's phone going off?
Oh yeah, it was
during the interview.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
God.
A horrible ringtone going off.
That's some bad.
And what did the guy say?
I'll call you back. Oh shit! He's like,
listen again.
And then I decided that wouldn't gonna help. So I just asked the other man to sit on his ankles, and I went to get a compress for him.
I'll call you back.
And I stayed.
I'll call you back, fucking asshole.
Well, fuck, put it on vibrate, asshole.
That's so many fucking just a little tweet argument going on last night with some people. It was fascinating. Just sitting there, people not really understanding my point, me not understanding their point. Debate will go on forever and ever.
That's the way of the world.
Till we just don't have any rights left, or it's anarchy, one or the other.
I try to avoid debate because that's what happens. It's just waiting for your turn to talk. There's never listening going on in any fucking debate.
You're not going to get people going, oh, wow, I didn't think of it that way.
No, they're just waiting. They just keep looking at your lips. All right, I think he's done.
Yeah.
All right, now this is what I have to say about it.
Time for my rhetoric.
There's never that's kind of interesting, or that's a good point. Let me think about it. Well, I don't agree with you, but that's kind of, I got to think more on that. Never. Can't be bothered. What's up, Patrice Oneal?
Patrice Oneal.
Huh? What was that?
Just waking up, getting ready?
Getting
ready for the big radio show?
Just talking about crazy white guy crime.
Wasn't listening. Come on, folks. I'm listening to you.
All right.
All right, good morning, yeah.
Good morning.
I was trying to be quiet.
We're just trying to do the whole weekend wrap-up thing. You got the big shooting in Arizona.
Happened? Somebody got shot?
You know, come on.
I didn't pay attention. I just one of those things. How
do you not pay attention? It's everywhere.
You just go. You're just disgustingly not informed on it, and you just go. It just didn't hit me.
Yeah,
this shooting and thing. I don't even know who died and what's going on. Then I found out it was a woman,
Congresswoman.
I was really torn. The birds and shit was getting me.
Stop with the birds. We had
The whole world. The whole fucking world.
We had the explanation on Friday. We're moving past the birds. Yes.
Oh, did you?
Someone showed me.
I wasn't fucking here. That's why you was paying attention. Fucking.
I'm just busting your balls.
Fucking fuck with me for paying attention to what I want to pay attention to. The end of the apocalypse.
Hell
fucking is
no.
interesting to me.
Michio Kaku explained it perfectly on
He's
Friday.
an ass when it comes to that shit. He didn't explain shit.
And probably the reason why the birds have been dying all over the world is because there's been a lot of fireworks in the last week or so for the New Year's.
Birds, 50,000 crabs in fucking UK. Penguins are washing up on shore. Manatees are washing up on shore.
So out of nowhere this is happening?
It's not just fucking shitty fish in Maryland.
What do you think it is?
The planet.
You know what it is?
What do you think it is?
It's that we've been so good to these animals over the years and kept them so healthy that there's so many of them now that they're just fucking getting killed. Manatees used to get run over by speedboats all the time.
Patrice.
All right, fuck it.
No, I have no idea.
Patrice,
fuck it.
Logically, with the whole birds in Arkansas thing, it was one species. They were all flying together, and they got fucking startled. Something happened.
Someone show me a
fireworks
picture.
or something.
Someone show me a picture of the sky.
The whole planet.
I don't know about
Different
the other
animals.
shit.
You don't know about the other shit. That's what makes it fucked up.
Hold on.
That's great.
Is the other shit.
Apocalypse.
I
wait.
think this happens all the time. I think. I'm not sure. Hold on.
Did you hear of this?
Yes, that's why I'm bringing it up. There's a little pond. Ant knows where it is. It's what's the pond in Centerport?
Something kill.
Huh? No, what the fuck is it? A mill pond, I guess.
Yeah.
10 koi washed up? I don't know.
No. Thousands and thousands where the whole fucking neighborhood stunk like holy hell for about a week or so. It happens.
The whole world.
All right, but
shit's happening.
let me just make.
Just saying.
Hold on. Let me make my point, and then you could.
Okay.
I think this happens all the time. I really do. I think what is going on here is the media likes to jump on something like shark attacks. Name some of the other shit they've done over the years, and all of a sudden it becomes the thing.
Volcano.
And it becomes the thing to talk about. Where now all of a sudden you're saying, "Holy fuck! What the fuck's going on with the world?" That's my dumb 2 cents on this.
Someone showed me a picture of the sky in fucking Arkansas, wherever the fuck it was. It is
black.
Amazing how many of these fucking birds are in the sky. It's covering the whole sky. A few
I'm
of them
not
make
arguing
a left.
Arkansas. I can go with that.
But it's all over the world.
It's the world.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't have a fucking...
I think
shit like that just...
I think because of what happened in Arkansas, and then the media goes, "Oh fuck, crab's dead in Germany or wherever the fuck," and then they have to go with it.
Yeah, they
I would
start
love to talk
digging
to. All I'm saying is I would love to talk to a scientist that actually watches this shit all the time, and not the media where they're going to watch it for the next week or two and then move on to the next horse shit. I just wonder if this type of thing happens all the time. But it wasn't reported, but now it's the hot thing to report.
I don't know if it's a hot thing to report because they're not reporting the world. They report in Arkansas, and then they report in Maryland. Because as you know, in United States is the world to most people. So
yeah,
I'm just saying.
I don't even know if I'm just. That's my question. That's all.
Once I seen that it's like all kind of different species and all kind of different things, and it's all kind of different birds and all kind of different shit. That's what makes me go, "Phew, that's strange."
Right.
I'm not Michio Kaku, but I'm just saying. If some things you don't need to be told to feel a certain way. I'm just saying.
Maybe the head crab, led them all to their death. Michio Kaku said one black bird, the leader, got a little confused and did a little header, and everyone else follows because that's how they fucking live their lives.
Well, Michio Kaku's whole point in his life is to say fuck anything that has to do with God. So it's like anything. I like this is. If I wasn't so afraid of dying, I would love to see people who talk this shit living, and just see what happens when it all comes. I just like to see his dumb head on fire running down the street when whatever he tries to explain is just you foolish mortals.
Right,
and he's just like fucking. Oh God!
And God,
please God! But
set his head on fire.
Fucking crabs and penguins and manatees.
Painful.
It's strange.
I have questions, but I'm just wondering if this happens all the time. That's the angle we need to take.
Yeah,
but
somebody that knows this shit, a marine biologist or somebody. I don't know.
If this happens and we didn't hear, like, at what point when the news has been less sensational? In our life, this is the most sensational now.
Yeah,
there was a time when the news was actually the fucking news,
right?
And you get on the AP wire, millions of species of animals are dying all over the world. We've never heard it, even when news was news. We've never heard.
Now they search it out. They search out things that are in common with something here, just so they could say like, "Oh, look at that! The birds died here." All right, let's see if anything else is happening in the world. Oh, some whales washed up on shore. Let's talk about that. And then the crabs dying, and then this fucking fish, this pond, and then you realize, oh, this shit was happening all the time. But now they're putting it all together in one story. And making it seem a little,
I think what
apocalyptic.
I think what happens with the news, they need one big incident to happen, and then they're like, let's find more shit. I mean, this homeless Ted Williams guy, right? Yes. If it wasn't for the shooting in Arizona, we were going to have a week or two of homeless Charlie type stories.
He's, hi, mommy. Hi, mommy.
But I'm just saying.
Hi, mommy. Hi, mommy.
Don't make fun of my voice.
Yeah. Hey,
it's
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
I haven't seen my mother. It's like, but you know what though? That motherfucker's voice is like
it's silk.
He's smooth.
Yeah, but I keep thinking that his breath has to be horrendous.
Not anymore.
Hopefully
Not anymore is right.
He drinks Scope.
Scope.
Not anymore is right.
If you have a problem with bad breath, get Scope.
I was reading over the weekend that 9 dentists are offering their services to give them brand new teeth.
No, all 9 at once, probably.
They all want to get in there and work together.
I guarantee his teeth have something to do with that voice.
Oh my God!
Don't fix your teeth, Ed.
All of a sudden, he has a whistle because they fixed his teeth wrong.
Don't get your teeth fixed.
Got one of those
Kraft macaroni and cheese. What'd you do to my voice?
They ruined his $1 million voice. That motherfucker's going to be a millionaire by the end of the year.
God bless him.
From homeless, yeah, but we're thinking.
What happened to my ilky voice?
Right.
My ilky voice.
Yeah, but there's something not right about the guy. But the media doesn't want to pay attention to that part.
No. They don't want to pay
attention to
They
that.
tried to get him. They did try to get him. It was
they put up his rap sheet.
The many faces of whatever his name is.
Yeah, but what?
And they were all misdemeanors.
Yeah,
but what caused that? Like, what is going on in this guy's head? Okay, why aren't they really talking about it?
Because they don't want to fuck it up. They don't want to make it scary.
Here's what it is. Oprah offered him a gig on her Oprah Winfrey Network. And probably throwing that Oprah money at him and shit. And I said this before. He's crazy. This guy, homeless people aren't people that, like, for the most part, there's a small percentage that lost their jobs, fell through the cracks, they're in shelters and trying to get out, and they're like, I don't know what happened, now I'm homeless, this sucks. Most of them are homeless because they're fucking crazy. They're just crazy people.
I would have to think I'm 3 friends' couches removed from homelessness.
Yes.
I would. If I wasn't crazy. Like,
right.
You know how much shit you got to fuck up to finally be on the street?
Finally be on the street. To be, like,
you're right.
Completely on the street. You're right.
You're right.
And
you can lose your own home, but then there's always, like, family homes you could go to, and then they get sick of you, and then you go to maybe a friend's house for a little while. Then you can possibly
get a gig,
maybe you can find a little shelter in the neighborhood, and then they fucking hate you, and then finally you're homeless.
One Oprah Winfrey check away from the bottle again and fucking just doing shit. You can't hand a guy like that Oprah Winfrey money.
And his mother's disgusted. You didn't see the mother disgusted video?
She's like he's gonna disappoint me again. Don't disappoint me.
No, before the mummy thing. Before,
really?
Just her.
Hi, mommy.
Before he seen her again.
Right.
And she was just like he. It was almost like she was warning the world against.
Oh, like don't.
The Wolfman,
don't put this guy up on a pedestal, motherfuckers.
Telling you he ain't shit.
He is a piece of shit.
She was saying that my son ain't shit.
Right. She's had it.
He hasn't seen it in 20 years. She cut him off at 70, but he's only 50.
Yeah.
She's 90. So at 70, her 30-year-old son made her that sick.
She said,
and she was popping out kids
me.
at 72. So there's something was wrong there because that means she popped him out at 40.
Yeah.
Then
I think it's a little older than
10-year-old. Huh?
I think.
Well, he said he's 50, 52 or some shit.
50. Whatever.
Yeah,
she's
like
90.
53. So.
And as he's going, hi mommy, she said, oh hi, and then the second line was, please don't disappoint me again.
How much disappointment can you do if you're a 20-year-old guy and your mother's 12,000 years old? She can't discipline you. She can't really. She's just too old to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I don't blame it all on Ted Williams. It's just like
he must have been just doing the drugs and
she's super Christian. She's lauded Jesus. I saw it. She said prodigal son. My prodigal son has returned. So she's the Bible quotes.
Yeah,
he's insane. Probably a lot to do from his crazy Christian mother.
But she believed in him, and he disappointed her. And he was still working here and there.
And he went
doing
to school.
a local radio spot here, a local thing here.
He went to Smooth Voice School.
Smooth Voice School.
Yes, I did.
that voice is ridiculous.
I mean, he went to that school.
Perfect.
And you know they're gonna hire a don't fuck up guy.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be around to go, Ted. Look,
dude, he's got people around him.
You think he's gonna have a don't fuck up guy?
He's gonna have to have a don't fuck up guy because they're gonna.
They're talking about a Super Bowl ad.
God bless him.
He's got some fucking guys with some really nice suits around him.
He
already.
hit the lottery.
They grabbed him up quickly, and they're probably getting 70% of everything he makes.
And now they're doing like a homeless. There's videos of just everybody trying to discover the next talent.
Dude,
next homeless
hold
talent
on.
guy.
That brings me back to what I'm saying. That's what the news does. Now it's all about, wow, look at all these talented homeless people. I didn't know there was so much talent out there with the homeless people. Yeah. It becomes the hot thing. That's why I question if animals are all of a sudden dying or if it's just the hot thing right now for the media. I don't have the answer to that. I'm just throwing that in the discussion.
Though.
Yeah, but have they been dying for the last 20, 30 years?
So you think there's a story of millions of fish that wash up on the shore that we haven't
no
heard
one touches? Yes.
That maybe no one even
It just didn't pop up. In this world where you can't hide.
Or it did in the local news that day in Michigan
but the CNN is too busy doing something else.
We really didn't have global
Fish are just too
news.
important to our food.
Yeah.
For millions of fish in Maryland.
There's plenty of
to
other
wash
ones
up
in
on
the
shore,
sea.
and it means nothing.
Fish is they're like bugs, though. They're just everywhere.
Why would you say that?
Fish are everywhere.
But what are you basing that on? Just your gut?
75% of the earth being covered with water.
That doesn't mean shit, though. That doesn't mean that shit ain't dying off.
Have you spent time in the water? Have you ever put a net in the water and see how much fish you could just scoop up in one fucking net?
No.
I'm just saying, they're everywhere.
They have to stop certain things. Because certain fish.
Because those are the tasty ones. They search out the tasty ones.
But salmon are grown.
There's a lot of horrible
in homes now. Like you can't find them in the ocean.
I understand, but Patrice, there's a lot of horrible looking, horrible tasting fish out there,
and we don't eat them.
I know.
So they don't count. There's shit that we might eat that washed up.
We're depleting the fish that tastes good.
And the shit that tastes good probably eats the shit that is washing up on. It's all fragile.
There's a lot of irresponsibility on our part, certainly.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is you kind of made my point, sort of. All of a sudden now, it's all about the homeless guy that might have talent in your neighborhood, and all the news crews are out there fucking filming their videos, hoping that they find the next Ted Williams. But that was yanked off the front page and out of our TVs because of the shooting in Arizona.
What about the guy? What about
what did Howard Stern do?
Yeah, well, that's the dude. Yeah.
Oh, geez, his early picture from his yearbook or something. Yeah.
So now we're upset about this. What did he do? He killed.
You really don't know.
Dude, I saw this guy's face.
Crazy.
I saw a shoot, and my head completely,
just up. Whatever.
I tried to keep up with Omar Thornton, and no one wanted to keep up with him. Like they
What's
just decided the black guy that in Connecticut. I tried to keep up with that. I tried to make it news to me.
Wait, what's the black guy in Connecticut now?
Exactly. Do you see? Do you fucking see the exactly? 5 times you said to me, "How could you not?" Like I'm a fucking I was lying. Now that Omar Thornton,
I can
you
win this
should
argument.
know.
I can win this argument because this fucking thing
was white.
This thing, no. Well, maybe.
Omar Thornton shot 7 people in the beer factory because he was dealing with racism.
I know the beer factory.
Yeah, but that shit left in one day
because they got bored with it.
Well,
no, the news. I'm just saying they got bored with it.
This is sensationalism, motherfucker.
They'll get bored with this another.
This
week.
has no because
this has legs. Actually,
this has legs because it's a congresswoman. It's got a lot of political overtones. They're blaming CNN's
Rhetoric.
blaming Fox News. Fox News is blaming CNN.
I know Sarah Palin's in there somewhere.
Sarah Palin's her rhetoric might have caused this. Some people are saying
they're saying the nasty right wing rhetoric and people like Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and the
Glenn
like
Beck.
are saying things that are influencing people to go out and shoot these people. This guy, if you read, I read his shit. He is a babbling lunatic.
Can we find something where these guys
anything
are you can if you're crazy, you must have been having one of these guys on it to find something where if you're fucking crazy, that Sean Hannity said something that makes you want to kill somebody. I like to hear what could be misconstrued with leading people to kill. I want to hear this shit.
I'd love to know what this fucking Fox News Manchurian Candidate shit is all about.
And this is a tough spot for us because over the years, people have claimed that the type of radio show we do influences kids.
Yeah, it's
remember
we do what?
There's a million of these articles out there from the past.
To live a lifestyle that's just, sex and drugs and fucking violence against women.
Right.
You know, when you talk about Whip 'em Out Wednesday or something, it's just promoting violence against women and sexualizing them. And
so it's tough.
It's guys tough. Like tits eat me.
Yeah, it's tough for us to say that Sarah Palin's rhetoric caused this because, we've lived this game
and I would
for
fucking
many
love
years.
to. I would love to go, yep. I would love to say Rush Limbaugh,
it's the famous,
Bill O'Reilly did it, something like that, but just play something.
Show me one instance.
It's the famous argument about violent video games. Is that causing real violence out there? And a lot of people will say yes, which is completely ridiculous if you just do the numbers and see how many people are actually playing
this guy was
video
afraid
games
of
and how many incidences out there we've had.
He was afraid of mind control.
This guy?
Yeah. That's what he was writing shit about mind control and different types of currency. If you make your own currency, you will have currency. Then you would have your own currency. Therefore, your currency would be the currency.
Currency like
even try to make
electricity or money.
No, money. But you can't. You're like he's trying to make these points, but you're reading them and realizing he is babbling. Like you can't make a point out of it. It's that disjointed, this guy.
Could we get Club Soda Kenny to read his ramblings?
That would be good.
Could we do that?
Yeah.
I think his
transcripts.
I think his writing should be.
He's fucking crazy. He's a crazy guy that for some reason shot people. They don't know yet. But
you can't blow it off for just cuckoo nut. I mean, you can't just go. He's a nut.
No, you can't.
You got it.
Something had to influence him. There had to be a drop of logic there to make something into something.
His
to go
life,
do that.
Maybe he got
because he lived up to this point and hasn't done that yet.
Maybe
so he did that with a purpose.
Maybe it was his life. He was rejected doing something. Maybe he felt that the government was trying to control his mind.
That's a fair point.
It's crazy shit. It's fucking crazy shit.
I mean, don't dismiss him. Don't dismiss it as crazy. You just can't dismiss that shit as he's a fucking loon.
As fucking crazy. And his own,
because he did something very not crazy,
but his own
deliberate.
Fucking psycho mind made him do this. It's like saying, oh, okay, well, now I understand. He saw a Baskin-Robbins sign and thought it was the devil. It doesn't make it legitimate. It doesn't make it.
I'm not trying to legitimize
Then you can completely just write him off as a lunatic. I don't like the fact that politically they're trying to turn this guy into this
martyr
or a villain that was influenced by one side or the other, because it wasn't. He's a kook. He's a nut.
You're gonna see another one of these. I'm telling you.
Really?
It's a fucking pattern. I'm telling you. Because they just made him a rock star.
Muhammad Ali said a quote I've heard recently was amazing. Back before that.
Oh, okay.
Back before
the shakes.
I like your new look, by the way, with the winter hat.
Well, it was a little cold, and it is shitty cold outside.
It is shitty cold.
My big toe is not having a good time right this second.
Your big toe all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Again, a warm
good
thing. But he just goes, if he worked on a cruise ship, and this is a Obama situation. He worked on a cruise ship, and he's always been in the kitchen or whatever. And then one day they told him to come upstairs and start driving the boat. He'd be like, get the fuck out of here, because that means this boat is going to be sinking soon. And I think somehow, man, Obama just got a hold of a fucking a sinking ship. And I just think the kooks was ready to just be kooky. And I think his presence in terms of being, the black president, and the fact that white people now have this excuse to now say, he made me be this way.
Right.
And now this shit hits the fan, and all the crazy white folks are just coming out everywhere, man.
Well,
this is a white people situation right now.
But they're using
They're
using it the other way around. They're using it to try to promote more of Obama's agenda and the Democrats
I don't hear much of it,
with
though.
this kooky guy than they are.
A lot of white people exiting. It's a big exodus of Democrats. Because Democrats seem to be the nigger lovers, and it's like the Republicans are the racists or whatever.
Right, right.
And at this moment, it just seems like there's a lot of white folks leaving the side of change. They got fed up, and they got fed up fast. They got fed up in 2 years.
Black people did too, though. I mean, I've seen a lot of black people that have been totally disillusioned. They had expectations that went way beyond reality.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. That's what. But that's what I said from day one. That in the end, a lot of people are going to be very disappointed because they're thinking their definition of change is a lot different than what Obama could possibly do for anyone.
Well, the one woman that said, "This is great. I'm not going to have to worry about my rent and my oil payments and my gas." She's very disappointed.
You think at this point?
But there's also a white guy who bought more guns thinking it was going to be Negropolis, and he brought a bunch of guns, and now he's like, "Whoa, what happened?" I mean, if you don't understand politics, right, or understand, like I'm into the old New World order shit anyway, the New World order shit anyway. So ultimately, it's all. The politics part is all just some other horse shit. People who are just completely believe in the political system and they just go by what they're told, which is a lot of there's a lot of drones.
Ooh,
and it's just like they don't think. And so like when you see, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we was on the radio before talking about the TSA, and now 5 years later, just because a couple of people who believe in politics, they get fucked over at the airport. Now it's a story.
Now
so
it's
people
a story,
who've been acting like this guy. I'm not defending him, but he could be screaming something that makes you dismiss him as a fucking nutbag, and he just goes out and he just does his thing or whatever. But he might be saying something that 5 years later, it's official. But once the drones start crying about it, it's too late.
Yeah,
it's too late.
Yeah. It's already out of the bag.
So I don't know what he's saying.
I don't either, and I read it.
I don't want to dismiss this guy from, people say HARP. If you go to that HARP, the HAARP, that thing that's causing earthquakes, it sounds
controlling
ridiculous.
the weather.
It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's the basis of every good sci-fi movie, every good horror movie, is that there was a monster, and he really,
was it?
There's a creature from the Black Lagoon. Really, there was a lizard man. There was Cloverfield.
No one ever.
There was
wants
a monster
to
that just got. Something has got to be real at some point, So I'm just saying, guys like this. When I first learned why bread was bad to eat was from a crazy ranting homeless man in the train station.
Really?
He's like and bread. And I'm listening.
What's wrong with bread?
Well,
what is he saying?
It soaks up. It's like a sponge that soaks things up in your stomach, so that
all the good shit.
Yeah, and
that's supposed to digest.
It's like a sponge that it goes in and then it expands.
Sounds like crazy
but
man
it
shit.
Does. But I go.
Well, that's that shitty Wonder Bread. That's a sponge. I love it too.
Three crazy stories I heard real quick. The bread guy from a crazy man. 2 was a woman that explained why people aren't afraid, why this country's not afraid of black people, and they're afraid of Puerto Ricans and Mexicans, because black people prove that we will be slaves when it comes down to it. So shit is the fan. We will be slaves.
You already have it where you will be slaves because you have been.
We have been.
Oh, okay.
So that's why no one really counts us. And Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, they've never been slaves.
Right,
so
right.
it's like, whoa, they're dangerous. And then the third one was space travel. Was this guy, I forgot, but it was a guy who said that space people know how to manipulate the magnetic poles of each planet. so they know how to.
It's a homeless guy?
A homeless crazy guy.
Dr. Michu cocky in his pants.
And I'm just saying, I remember those things, and these people are supposed to be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
All right. We should take a break.
I don't know. That's fucking.
We're going to try to figure out why the animals are dying. They couldn't stick around. They said there's pockets of poison all over the fucking place. And if
all right, that sounds good.
If a school of fish happens to come upon that little pocket of poison,
sounds good to me.
I don't know.
That's conjecture.
I don't know.
Tell me something that gonna make me shut the fuck up.
I don't know.
You just made up some shit, sir, or madam.
I would like to get some kind of expert that kind of knows how this shit works.
It just says it.
I'm certainly not going to listen to the stupid media and what they think.
Right.
What else we got? Football, movies.
Pockets of poison.
I just want to say Robert De Niro.
What happened to him?
I'm not sure yet.
What?
I'm just not sure yet.
Got another black woman pregnant.
All I'm saying is Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro?
Just in case.
I want
just in case.
I want all responsible gun owners to go to the NRA website and read up on all your laws and see if maybe that's something you want to do to defend your Second Amendment right.
Good luck to you.
They are the people that are there on the other
banquet
side.
in the very near future.
They'll be erasing that Second Amendment in a couple of. That's on the way out.
No, never.
Saying.
That'll be gone.
No way.
You don't think so?
Not at all.
Fair enough.
People love their guns.
Yeah, but
more importantly, I
take it from my dead cold end.
From my cold dead end.
More importantly, I think Ant needs a new suit for a banquet that's going up.
Oh, you think that's it?
Yeah, that was.
I might be going.
That was a little plug-ola.
I'm a lifer now. I got my lifetime membership.
Enjoy.
So you don't have to pay anymore.
No, now I pay through contributions. When I got a lot of mail from the NRA, and it says, "Hey, we need a couple of bucks. We're fighting this." And I read all the legislation.
Big Mama's in your mailbox too. She's looking in that mailbox.
Yeah.
She's looking. She's seeing what Mr. Kumia do.
See what I'm doing in there?
Oh yeah. Big Mama watches your mailbox, my friend.
I do.
She knows what's going on.
She knows what's going on.
I'll write a check and I'll be like, "All right, motherfuckers, I am supporting this because I have read it. I don't like the legislation that's trying to be passed. They got to fight it. I'm willing to give a few bucks."
I like white people with their rights.
Y'all make my rights.
White people's rights.
I only like a few of them.
As soon as you lose it.
We're going to continue with...
y'all make me laugh.
I only like a few of them.
We're going to continue with Big Mama Prods on Twitter. Patrice Oneal.
When I said Big Mom, you know what I meant? Napolitano. I should have said Big Sis.
Yeah. Big sis.
I thought he was about
She's the one. They call her Big Sis and Big fucking... she's always in everyone's shit. She's peeking around at everyone's shit.
You and your porn, guns, and young bitches.
Oh, forget about it. They're just waiting.
All right, we'll be back.
Robin,